Hi all, this is Simona Rich, and in this video I'm going to analyze the natal chart of Rekha, and her time of birth is not known for sure. Some websites list it as 3 a.m., but that's disputable. But it's told that she was born in the small hours of the morning. I personally believe that she could have been Leo ascendant. Virgo suits her too, but let me explain why I think so. At first she was highly overweight, and then suddenly big change occurred, and then she became much more elegant and got into healthy routines and eating. She would daily do yoga and eat healthy and much less, and then suddenly she was transformed into the beauty. So I think that this describes firstly her being the ascendant being Leo, because we can find Pluto there also, and when by progression the ascendant got to this location, huge change happened in her life, and then she became much more Virgo-like, and now we see that she's very much Virgo. So when you can look at your life by counting degrees, and some people say 1 degree equals to 1 year, and then some astrologers see that you have to count the degrees in the whole first house, for example, and then divide by the expected life, the years of your life, and then you will get how many degrees represent 1 year of your life. But again, this is I haven't yet researched this to know which theory is true, but I can see that it would definitely suit her. That firstly she was more like Leo, and an afflicted Leo, because her ruler of Leo, the sun, is afflicted. She wasn't dressing in a good way, and it was just how to say, gaudy, more like appearance going towards gaudy. So when Leos are afflicted, they like to dress up, but it doesn't look elegant. So that's what she looked like at first, and then suddenly she transformed and she became very elegant. So that's why I think her birth time should be around this time. That's my opinion. And also, if you look at her nose, that's actually a Leo nose, typical Leo nose, and it's hard to notice that in the front picture from her front pictures. So I actually went to watch her movies and took stills from the movies to show you what I mean. As if you have watched or read my article on watched a video or read my article on Leo ascendant, you would have seen pictures of typical Leo noses, and she has that typical Leo nose, which makes me even more certain that her ascendant should be Leo. And then we can see that the second house is in Virgo, money made with intelligence. It trines moon in the how to say, prolific, you could say, sign of Pisces, and this of course gives wealth, and also her part of fortune is in Pisces, so acting, doing something illusory, working in cinemas, or like with pictures would make her money, as that's connected with the second house due to the ruler of Virgo being Mercury. But money may have also come through challenges, through difficulties, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't as easy. And there are other wealth indicators that she has. For example, this one, Venus trine Jupiter, which is in conjunction with Uranus, so that's one of the most fortunate aspects to have. It just gives it gives wealth and it gives luck in life, and since it's in conjunction with Uranus, it can be wealth of extraordinary proportions, but it also signifies yet another thing because it's placed in the sign of Cancer, which is about her family, and also in the 12th house, which shows that there could have been something unusual during the time of her birth, or in her subconscious there's something unusual. For example, the family may have experienced some great difficulties, some things that have affected her mentally, and it's always there in her subconscious mind, and it's not positive, since we can see these two aspecting negatively Mars and Neptune. So these are considered, Mars is considered the lesser malefic. Neptune, some astrologers view Neptune as a malefic force, and it is in the lives of those who are not aware. Going back to where we left, so the second house, it's also ruled by Libra, and the ruler of Libra is Venus. So as you can see, this is the indicator of wealth. Already Venus represents wealth and is the co-ruler of her second house, and it shows that she made more money later in life than earlier in life. So she may be making much more money now than she did before, but because the ruler of her wealth house is placed in the secretive sign of Scorpio, she may not disclose exactly how some of her wealth comes to her, and it could be through something very unusual because of this conjunction. It could be through hard work, and it could be through fame, or through some activities that she keeps private. She doesn't talk about them. It could be something to do with the underground, the underworld, something to do with sex, something to do with things that are illegal, for example. We can see 4 planets placed in the house of self-expression, so that's excellent for actors. It means that, for example, the sun is there, so it means that whenever she expresses herself, whenever she talks, whenever she's in the public, she will be noticed for her self-expression, and she is noticed for her beauty, for the way that she presents herself. And also we can see Neptune there, which means that she is able, and because it's afflicted, she may be showing the kind of personality that's actually not her real personality. So she knows how to appear to the world the way that the world wants her to appear. She can change according to the circumstances, and of course this is the placement that makes an excellent actor. So she may naturally do that. It may be hard for her to show to the world who she really is. And also Neptune being in the sign of Libra indicates some kind of unusual relationships, and that's also confirmed by her 7th house cusp being in Aquarius. And since Aquarius ruler Uranus is in tight conjunction with Jupiter, that would be extremely unusual attachments, intimate attachments, but they do feel like family to her, but unfortunately they do work to her disadvantage as a result of the mentioned conjunction being in the 12th house. And we can see here that she could be a good speaker, that when she speaks, she appears as an authority, that she's not a person that is very easygoing and happy, the way that she expresses herself, but we can see that there is an element of seduction and seriousness in the way that she expresses herself. But in general, she is liked for the way that she comes across. And we can see that in the family house, Venus is located, but unfortunately the cusp of the family house is in the secretive sign of Scorpio, which gives, definitely there are many family secrets, that's for sure. And the ruler of Scorpio, Pluto, is afflicted, and the affliction comes from Venus. So we can see that in her family there could have been struggles about fame, and also some kind of trauma or something to do with intimacy, some kind of sexual trauma. Usually this is what such placement would indicate. And also the house rulership is shared by Sagittarius, which means that and because of its conjunction, and also in the house of in the sign of family, it would mean that there were extremely great changes and big instability in her childhood life, which has scarred her for life. Now moving to the 5th house of self-expression. She likes change. She's focused on domestic matters greatly, and it means that she prefers to spend her free time secretly on her own, somewhere secluded, not in the public eye, and that her interests could be very different from what most people would be interested in. And it could be something to do with domestic activities, like being at home. Maybe she loves staying at home and not telling about what she's up to at home. Now the 6th house, we have an afflicted Mars in the house of work, and the cusp of the 6th house is in Capricorn. Mars is very strong in Capricorn, but unfortunately it's afflicted. It still gives people high ambition and ability to succeed in life, for sure, but they are going to make much more mistakes than usual as a result of rash action. This is an indicator of people who just rush into things without thinking through, and also they rush stubbornly. So if someone advises them not to do something, they don't think about it, they ignore it, and they just rush to that action without much thinking about it. And it also makes people very, revengeful, and sometimes this placement creates dishonesty. And afflicted Neptune and afflicted Mars, it's very likely that she's not being honest with people, and it could be just in her nature. It's hard to change these things. And the other ruler of the 6th house is Uranus. Again, we can see Uranus is in conjunction with Jupiter, and since we are talking now about the co-ruler of the 6th house, we're looking at Uranus, and we can see then that Jupiter amplifies its action. So we can see, for example, that her daily life again has a lot to do with privacy and something extremely unusual that she does at home. Maybe she's just I can see from the aspects that it's going to be something unusual about her daily habits. It could also indicate daily practice of some sort of unusual spiritual routines. Now the 7th house, again, the cusp of the 7th is in Aquarius. So we can see that since this is located in the 12th, that relationships are going to be very unusual, sudden. This indicates very sudden, getting into relationships extremely quickly, yet they produce problems because of this conjunction located in the house of sorrows and self-undoing. So relationships may bring great problems, and then some people may say that, oh, but we can see benefic Jupiter here, yet the ruler of the house of marriage is Uranus, so this is the main one, and then Jupiter becomes just an amplifier. So sudden action to do with relationships, and then regret as a result of the location of this conjunction. We can see also that the other sign sharing the rulership is Pisces. Pisces is about lack of boundaries. So once she's in a relationship, she may be totally merged with the person, but also because of the ruler being an afflicted ruler of Pisces, it could be that she may idealize the person she's with and not being able to see that person for who they really are. And then we can see in the 8th house, again the ruler is Pisces. This again makes her, and we can see a moon being there. So when it comes to gaining depth of the relationship, she may not be able to, she may be projecting rather than seeing for what people really are. And because of the location of the moon there, it will make her crave for intimacy, and she has had many sexual encounters, but she's not looking for sex for the sake of it, but she's looking for the depth of the union. But she may be highly addicted to sexual experiences because of this placement, and because of Venus being in the sign of Scorpio, a very, very bad placement, making people excessively focused on sensuality and sex. And the other sign sharing the rulership of the 8th is Mars, which makes her very passionate in intimate relationships, yet too rash and maybe excessive to the extent that it affects health, or there is no moderation, and when there is no moderation, there is no balance, and it creates some problems like health problems, for example. Deep emotional experiences, deep emotional expression will be required on a daily basis. For example, in her work, which is the case because she's an actress, or maybe just on a daily basis, she's perceiving things very deeply and things affect her very deeply. And we can see that, I didn't even see that the Chiron is in conjunction with Mars, so it could be that her rashness harms her or even other people. And also I should go back to the 6th house because it's the house of health. I was just mentioning one aspect of it to do with the habits and work, but it also indicates that she may suffer later in life with rheumatoid arthritis. This is often an indicator of that. Or it could be that she may have some problems with her knees or even limbs in general, but most likely knees, and also bone problems. It could be something to do with arthritis. When it comes to health, she may also have some problems with sexual organs, but since Saturn is not afflicted, it's not very likely to be taking place. There could be a heart palpitation, some irregular action of the heart. Now going back to the 8th house, we discussed that she may be she may be addicted to intimacy, and also because the moon is there, It could be that she is excellent reader of people. She may be in touch with other worlds. She could easily make contact with other dimensions. Just as this is a very, very psychic placement. And also it could mean that she's gaining energy through sexual experiences. Sometimes that's what it means. Or that even that she can be gained energy from through other people, like because it's in the passive sign. When it's if it would be an active sign, it would more likely indicate that she's gaining energy through sexual experiences or emotional experiences. But since this is a passive sign, it could mean that other people may see her as how to say, easy to gain energy from, and some people may see her as easy to seduce, and she may lose actually energy through sexual experiences as a result of the passive sign being here. Taurus, midheaven is in Taurus, meaning it means that she can gain recognition through hard and persistent work, and she did have starred in many movies, and that's how she became known, although she also became known through scandals too. And also she can become well known through using her intelligence and planning strategically, through her self-expression also. And that's, for example, for me, I don't even watch her movies. I did watch, and she's an excellent actress, but I actually like watching her interviews more, and this is what this placement shows, that she may become well known through her self-expression. So I like the way that she speaks. I like when she's interviewed. 11th house is in Gemini. So the ruler of Gemini is close to the cusp of the 4th house. So it means that when she makes friends, those friends are very important to her, and it could be that she would travel with those friends, and that they may be very intelligent, as well as they may be loyal to her, but also because of the conjunction of Lilith with Saturn, there could be some catch involved, like maybe they may be slightly manipulative. There could be few friends only. They may be, as I said, very loyal, and they may stay with her for life, though she may have to do favors to them, or if they give her something, they expect her to repay, and so forth. So there will always be some kind of catch involved. Cancer shares the rulership of the 11th house. Again, this confirms that friends are like family to her. They're very important to her, and she feels strongly about her friends. And if someone insults her friends, she may actually get really offended. And finally, the 12th house, and we already discussed that, so we can see Cancer on the 12th. So this means that the cause of sorrow is to do with her family, the way that she was brought up, and her domestic situation. And this may also indicate spending a lot of time at home on their own in solitude. So that's all for this assessment of the astrology chart of Rekha. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you have anything to add about this natal chart or her life from what I told about her chart, then please do so in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Take care.